This is Iron Sharpens Iron Council. Welcome to the evolution.
Hi, family. We are back for another quick interview to touch on the issue of being unequally yoked in a relationship where the two people find themselves in disagreement, where one party, one half of the relationship is pursuing, political freedom and to exercise their right, to not have the government, infringe upon their right, whereas the other one is not so keen on following this path. This path is can be a very lonely path. Now, for me, Smiley, I could say I'm lucky. I'm lucky in that regard because I was already single when I discovered this journey, right? In past relationships, I was just going with the flow in terms of the,
right,
thinking,
whatever society dictated.
Yeah, thinking that living my life that way was normal. But I was already, single when I discovered this path. And so I know that going into a new relationship with whomever and whenever that happens, which I'm not interested, this is not an open call. I'm just let that be clear. Because Lord, I get that a lot too. Like, hey, sugar baby mama, listen, don't. Not in that mind space right now. Not available. I'm single, but I'm not lonely. The difference. I'm good. Peace. Leave me alone. But as far as whenever that happens, and I am interested in pursuing any relationship, that man, you all right? You okay?
It's purple.
Need some water?
It's herbals and it ain't the best, but it's what I got.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, seriously, it's gonna have to be someone who accepts and appreciates this walk of life, because I can already see that I'm just too woke to be with someone who's not woke.
Right. Because you'll end up in a day-to-day conflict because you'll be trying to move towards freedom, whereas in their case, they're more concerned with society things, how their friends are feeling, what their friends have or don't have, and no one else is doing this, and okay, you end up with problems.
And
you don't end up with the support structure.
Yeah, they're more concerned about comfort and convenience.
Yeah, and you don't have the support structure to move you through your journey.
Mm-hmm. And so sad to say, I've seen this happen so many times to so many relationships. It's a challenge and it's stressful, and it can be very lonely and very painful. I've seen it, and I'm talking about all types of relationships, from girlfriend, boyfriend to married couples. All the time. If they're not equally bound by this path, it can be so difficult for the one who is pursuing it. It can stifle their growth, and it definitely hurts to be in that type of relationship. And so that's why
because you don't have any encouragement. Every time you have a doubt, instead of you having someone in your corner to say, no, you can do it, it might be a little difficult, but you can do it, you have just the opposite. Oh, no, I don't know how. You can. It ain't going to happen. It's like, I'm not in a relationship with my mother, okay? But on an emotional level, I'm supposed to be, but I don't have one with her because throughout all my journey, she has been the naysayer. She's been the one from the very beginning telling me she wanted me to become a model. Okay, this was her big design, big plan for me. Okay, when I refused, our whole ability to communicate, interact was destroyed because I refused to try to fit the imagery that she wanted. The path that I was trying to walk was so alien to, it's still alien to her. Only now she tries to, give me a little lip service because she see how far I've come. You see, when I first got out in 95, she was telling me how she was going to get a house. And the way she was saying it was like, I'm supposed to co-sign this, and I'm supposed to just help her do this. Okay, now, it wasn't about me co-signing because I had no credit, no nothing, but I understood she was supposed to use my labor to make it happen. I refused. Today, I've got 600 acres. I've shown her the deed. I've given her the understanding, this is how I had. Do you know we still don't have any communication because I wasn't supposed to be able to do it? I got mine before she got hers. She didn't have nothing to do with me getting it, so she ain't happy about it. Okay? And but we're not in a relationship. So to try to do this journey with someone who doesn't have your back, it ain't going to happen. They're going to spend more time cutting holes in your pockets, cutting holes in your shoes, and making your stuff disappear just so that you understand how unhappy they are with what you're doing because what you're doing isn't what they want you to do. But the reality is they've been conditioned to want that safe zone, and everything you're doing on this path is outside that zone. It's just that simple. Everything's outside the zone.
It's a very inconvenient truth, and it disrupts their entire existence. And so when you go through, because we all go through that level of cognitive dissonance, when you first get introduced to the knowledge of the reality of the situation, but at the end of that cognitive dissonance, everyone has to make that critical decision, and you really come to that fork in the road where you're like, well, I'm going to continue sticking my head in the sand, or I'm going to go and pursue my freedom.
Yes.
Because it's just, it's a choice. It's
and it's just that, a pursuit, because no one's going to give it to you. No one's just going to hand you everything you need to know right there in one neat little package so that you can read it and then decide, oh, my life is... And no, it doesn't work that way.
Right, because everybody wants a savior and everybody wants a manual.
Yeah.
I found out. I'm like, okay, there is no savior. You are your own savior. You got to save yourself.
And to keep it, to make your,
create the manual.
To make the journey real simplified or oversimplified in an explanation, it's like following breadcrumbs. Every time you have the problem, you pick up the first breadcrumb to solve the problem. You realize that does not cover everything, and you have to go to the next breadcrumb until you have the whole loaf of bread, and then you can sit back and look at your loaf of bread and know that you've acquired each and every single piece. You know where each piece belongs, how it interacts with the other pieces, and if you eat the whole thing, it'll make you full. Simply put, oversimplified. But finding those breadcrumbs is going to be the challenge. Being able to take the breadcrumb from someone who doesn't want to give it to you is going to be the challenge. Or having to go through, using the term loosely, the school bully to get to the breadcrumb that he is standing in front of, and he knows you want it, you know you want it, but you got to go through him, that experience, to get that breadcrumb.
Well, and the part that I really wanted to, focus on is the fact that doing the travels and picking up the breadcrumbs, you don't have the support. and or you have the person who is in your life in a relationship.
Right.
I'm talking about specifically romantic relationships, not parent,
not family,
not mother-son, but
that makes it even more than it is. Because if you don't have your family backing you, you're really out. Because if you're in a social relationship, then your relationship, your connection to that individual is less than with your family. But now, if that individual can support you, it would be worth more than your family, because then here's someone who believes in me and knows what I'm doing, which is why on the flip side, if they don't believe in you, it hurts even more. Because then you're more alone, than...
I agree. I know that any type of relationship, specifically your nucleus family, mother, child, dad, or parent, child. I get that, but I'm specifically talking about the romantic relationship.
Right.
Specifically, I get that any type of relationship that is unsupportive, that's just bad all the way around. But specifically, let's focus. Okay, let's focus. What does the cartoon character say? Focus. I can't remember who used to say that, but I want to talk about because there are all types of relationships, but the focus here is the romantic one. For the sake of this episode, that's all.
Right.
But I knew you wanted to get some things out, so I hope you got them out. But let's focus on the romantic types of relationships, okay? Because I understand, I get it. We have family members, the nuclear family members that don't support us. I get that because I'm right there with you. Lockstep. I don't have any, not even a little bit. I don't have any. It's just me by myself in terms of my family. They don't understand and discourage, they come, at you with you need to quit, you need to stop, you need to do, until you are successful in a process, then now they want the information. Right.
That's exactly where I'm at now.
Yeah. So when you are successful, when you have a breakthrough, be it small or major breakthrough, they want to celebrate the breakthroughs with you.
Yeah.
But was not there with you all along. In fact, left you high and dry and by yourself, lonely and crying. So I know what you're saying, but there's I don't know if you'll be able to see this picture, but I'm gonna try. Oh, as a matter of fact, I could bring it up so that the audience can see it too. I'll bring it up because it says exactly. It describes exactly what we're talking about here with the lack of support.
Right.
During the journey, which is when we need the support the most.
The most. Yes. Yes, no question.
I'm going to show it because super, super important. Okay, here it is. Can you see that?
Yes.
It says, I don't know if you can see the man at the bottom. He's like, this is the support versus the congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, yes.
You're by yourself. You're all by yourself. No support doing the struggle. And this is the time when you need the congratulations and the support. This is the time. But when you break through and you have your success, look at the crowd. I thought that was just so perfect. And I posted it on the Iron Sharpens Council on Instagram just this morning. I had it on my camera roll, but I thought about it when I was talking to someone else, and then I brought it up, and I was like, yeah. So the thing is with the whole romantic relationship, you mentioned in our earlier interview that you were in, was it one relationship for 6 years, or was it 6 relationships every year? I don't remember. There was a 1 and a 6. I don't remember.
One relationship for 6 years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
One relationship.
Okay.
And
So one relationship.
terminated. It turned. Well, I was living with a woman. She wanted to marry me, so she was serious. We had issues, but my journey was the reason we had to part ways. I kept getting, and trying to prove my case that I didn't get a stinking driver's license in this county. I kept getting arrested for, the charges. And initially, she was supportive through the first 2 arrests. But after that, it terminated because she couldn't handle, the stress, the separation. She couldn't understand the politics that I was going through. In her county, she grew up in this county, so from her perspective, she saw only the racial, but not the political. And she couldn't understand the political. She made excuses for the racial, but she couldn't understand the political. And I couldn't explain it to her as to why I had to continue. So we ended up having to part ways because she tried to make me aware that it was stressful for her, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And, why don't you just do what they say and all this? And I'm like, hey, let me try to explain it to you again. And we couldn't reach an accord. So that was my last relationship. I've accepted the mentality that until I've completed this or have that success, as you say, where they're ready to stand up and congratulate me, then I have to go this alone unless I'm meeting someone who's also on the path, and then we can exchange information. Because then it's not a matter of us trying to live in the same house. It's a matter of, hey, well, you might have my answer. Oh, you do? Well, I have this information right here. Oh, it helps you too. And then we exchange, and we still continue our journey.
Please excuse me. I'm just eating some almonds because I'm getting hungry. I just need a little sustenance, honey. Please pardon me. It's just almonds. It's not a full course meal.
It's all good. I do not feel disrespected seeing you eat.
Okay.
I mean, in my mind, your body requires sustenance, so, it's not like you're sitting there eating with a McDonald's, something, what I'm saying, while we trying to have a conversation. Not the same.
Yeah, I'm just feeling hungry, and I need a little energy to be rich.
It's all good.
Okay,
besides, so, let me talk.
I'm really, I don't have, I'm not a relationship expert or anything like that. I don't know what the solution is for people who are finding themselves in this situation. I feel bad for them because I just don't know how that, can resolve itself, or what can they do? I have zero advice. I don't know what to do for them. I'm just glad that
it's a matter of they learn something new about each other, because in the situation they get to see one another in a really extremely stressful situation. So if they didn't know about one another at that point, they learn, and so they can decide really, really and truthfully if they're going to stay together and go through the trials and tribulations, like they say, till death do us part, or, oh, no, this is too much, I can't handle it, and, they break up. And I honestly would advocate that they go through it and have their relationship tested in a non-sexual fashion. This way she's not worried about him cheating, he's not worried about her cheating. It's simply a fundamental, can we stay together and get through this kind of program? In which case, if they can get through that situation, then there is no question to the strength of their marriage, or their relationship for that matter.
What I'm going to say, or what I was trying to say, I'm happy that I'm not having to deal with that. That when I, truth be told, I'm happy because, to be very, very perfectly honest, this decision and this path would have become a deal breaker if I was in a relationship. You gonna choose this path of freedom, or we're not gonna be together. I promise you.
I have a colleague in L.A. who's an ex-sheriff who chose this path. Okay.
Wait a second. Hold on. Did you say sheriff?
Ex-sheriff. Yes, 54 years, or not 54, 24, whatever. She's retiring now.
Oh, okay.
She put in to retire.
So
okay?
She was retired, or was she still a sheriff when she came?
No, she was a sheriff when we met. She began her journey while a sheriff, suffered trials and tribulations. She's now an ex-sheriff, but she had a companion who chose not to follow her on the path. And it created serious issues for their relationship that she decided to get off the path. And she already had proof that it worked. Okay? She already had proof. Now,
wow.
Her trials and tribulations is her trials and tribulations. She declared herself exempt. She has her oath, she has her declaration, she has the revocation of power of attorney. Once she had those documents officialized, she declared herself exempt. Her employer, the sheriff, said, no, we ain't letting you do it. They sent word to IRS, and then basically it started raining. It turned from rain, pardon my French, to a shitstorm, from a shitstorm to a thunderstorm, to 3 years later, they garnished her wages and she was going through it. So now, we meet, she and I help her with her IRS case. She wins her case against the IRS. She gets a ruling from the IRS saying that she was not liable for the withholding, the frivolous filing, because they just hit her with all kind of stuff. Basically, they said, you're not liable, okay, which is what she needed. So she was able to have the sheriff's department finally change her classification, okay, which they didn't want to do. Now, her relationship, as a result, is now they knocked up, look, she's an ex-sheriff. They came in with SWAT, helicopters, everything to knock on this woman's door. Do you want to know why? Because after she beat the IRS case, she created, I think, a check to pay off her taxes, property taxes, that said on it, void were prohibited. The DA decided, we want to prosecute you. So they came raining on her. Now, of course, her companion is seeing it. He's from another country. He's seeing all this, and he's just... and she's relying on me for the emotional support to get her through. She gets through, okay? Case gets dismissed. Everything goes away. But her relationship now is on a different footing because she acquired her international driver's permit, which is what she uses as ID. She got one for him, for the intent of him to follow along. He disregarded the international and went and got the regular driver's license instead to make sure that she understood the position he was taking.
The state driver's license. Okay.
He basically undid everything that she was trying to do for him. Okay? He reset the books right back to zero. So instead of her making him or enabling him to become a state citizen, he decided he was going to be the U.S. citizen and just do what he was told. So my mother tells me, I don't have communication with her anymore, or not recently, but my mother tells me that their relationship is still, well, they're together still, but she's not doing anything else active. So I'm only assuming that he won. Oh, wow. I lost the sound.
Yeah, I had to mute because I was
Okay, we are good. I thought it was me.
No. I just wanted my. I use a copper container to pour into to drink my copper water, kind of stay
Right.
build up keep this immune system. But no, as far as that story, that is a prime example of the challenges and difficulties when one, in the relationship, decides to choose this path, and then the other one doesn't. I have seen it time and time again, and it's just very sad and unfortunate. But I just want everyone to recognize or to acknowledge the people that are going through it, that you're not alone.
Right.
All we can do is offer, moral support through the community that we have formed online, through social media. We have pretty much become, a home away from home, a family, an extended family, and we have created our own family.
With strong ties, because we're all going through the same suffering. We all have to do the same things. Okay, so regardless of the situation or your current circumstance, you're going to learn the same things we're learning, and your trials and tribulations may be a little bit different, but you're still going to have to go through them, just like all of them.
It's very disheartening because, I don't really know what else we can do other than be supportive, morally speaking, because I just know how isolating and debilitating, mentally debilitating all of this legal study, can do to the mind. You need that love and support, from family members, and then when you're just by yourself, it's very difficult.
Gives you value. Or a sense of value.
Right, and then you're being discouraged and all of that, unless you have, the wins, but the wins come few and far between because there's so much study that you have to do in between each situation. Even if it's the same case, you already know this thing is an uphill battle all the way. The way uphill, and so without the love and support of your mate, it's extremely, extremely difficult. And so feeling lonely and isolated in that regard can be very, it can be a strain, a tremendous burden. But the good news is, because of the group and because of the mentality of the group, we have that extended support that we need. I know it's not going to take the place of one-on-one and being in person, face to face and all of that, but can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, it went out for a minute, but basically, we just want to just come here and give you, all our viewers a word of encouragement that if you are finding yourself in a situation like that, listen. I can't tell you what to do. I can't even begin to understand what you're going through, but I just know that for me, that has become a new must-have and deal breaker. Whenever that time should come that I am looking at, can you say that too? Is that like a deal breaker for you?
Yeah, I'm flown now because I'm living in a county where I already know I'm really the only one trying to do this, and I'm spending my time educating them You know, starting with the administration, the police, and what have you, and as a result, the clerks are learning it, the ward, everyone's recognizing, oh, okay, that's him. Okay, because they're getting validated. Well, I'm serious. They're getting the validation from the administration that, yes, he can do that. It's like when I started posting postage without paying for it, I got a sticker that I use. It's like the free mail. Doing the free mail, my mail was coming back because the Postmaster General was kicking it back. Okay, he doesn't kick it back anymore. Okay, the whole
relationship.
Pardon me?
Relationship, romantic.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway,
focus, man. Focus.
So I've not engaged myself because I'm aware that until the people around me are able to catch up to where I am, there's nothing I can say to them. You know, even trying to have a conversation is futile because how do you tell someone, okay, I don't pay taxes? What? You don't pay taxes? Ooh, and then you got a lot of controversy simply because.
Wait. Did I just hear you made a conscious decision to refrain from relationships? Is that what you're saying? Or,
yes.
Okay, because that's where I'm at too.
Yes, because see, I'm aware. Okay, in my mind, I'm like a student in college. Okay, I have my studies, I have my schedule, I got the stuff I got to do. No question.
Okay.
The people around me are like, in my mind, they're like people in kindergarten. Okay, they don't have the same emotional or mental state or educational state to even relate to where I am. So only, in my mind, only after I've graduated and I've taken upon the mantle of whatever, okay, then I can look at them and say, okay, I want you, I want you, I want you, I want you, and they'll look at me wearing my mantle or whatever, and they say, okay. And they'll just do what they're told because that's what they're conditioned to do. And then I would have to educate them from that point forward to let them know, okay, well, this is how we do things here. This is how this is, you know, and go from there.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
But until I have that mantle, I can't interact with a female sexually or, you know, in a relationship-wise, right, because I'm knowing that in her mind, she's looking at where's your car, where's your house, here's my list of criteria, you don't have it. And I'm not going to spend my time trying to convince her that her criteria is wrong or that I do have it, I just have it differently or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, my position is simply let me finish doing what I'm doing. This way I know my house is in order so that I can bring someone into my house and then just simply educate them as to how we do things in my house.
Yeah, so it's definitely become a new requirement. If I had a list, I don't have a list per se. I have a list of things that I know that I desire from a partner. But this is definitely a deal maker on that list. If such a list existed, I'm just saying the person that I would be interested in dating when that time comes. Again, it's not an invitation to indicate that I'm ready now because I'm not.
Right.
Too busy, don't want it, don't need it. I'm good right now.
Right.
But, as far as their moral compass and their decision to be a free man, that's a requirement. It's a hard requirement.
But are you aware that in this day and age you might have to create one? You might have to take someone, a male of your general classifications or qualifications, and educate him. Because in this day and age, it's no different than the situation I'm in. I would have to take a female and educate her if I wanted her as a partner.
No.
But with what I've learned.
I agree that it's a possibility, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if I have to take someone and create them into, no, I don't want, no. You better
Don't work, but
for prime time. I ain't got time. I want someone ready for prime time for this.
But then you have to decide. Well, let me put it like this: you're female, in which case I can't honestly say I know what you're.
I'm a woman. I don't know about the female thing.
Woman, okay, but you're a woman, okay. So your criteria is different than the criteria that I have. In my position, her education becomes irrelevant because the only thing she would really have to do is keep my house. I would not be relying on her to do anything for my house other than keeping it, because this culture has made me become an individual where I feel more comfortable if it's my house. Here are the rules. I'm a Christian, so none of the rules are, way crazy. I'm treating them the way I want to be treated, real simple. So there's no reason for conflict. So if my father blesses me to become the foundation for my family, then all she would have to do is help me add to my family. She would not have to do anything more than that.
No, I can respect that.
That's what I'm saying. But you, the woman, you would want more than that. Your position would not be someone to help the family. That's not where you're at. I mean, not, in the same role. Okay, because you made yourself. Your life has put you in a position. You're closer to being a queen than a consort. Okay? So your male, if he's not already a king, your only option is to have him as a consort. Because if he's not there to help you establish your empire, then all he can do is help you maintain it. He can help you expand it, but he's not there to help establish it. You've done that already.
Right.
Okay?
I know that there are different areas of requirement in the relationship, but I am specific and only focused on being equally yoked in this one lane. Because there 100 different people will have 100 different requirements and 100 different deal breakers. I'm only talking about this one specific deal breaker, which is the man or the woman, whoever, needs to be walking this same path. I don't care at what level the man is. He could be a new beginner, knee-high to a grasshopper, to all the way to advanced and adept and knows law, better than 50 lawyers. That's not what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on the level of understanding. I'm focused on making the decision to accept this as a lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle. It is not just it's not just stick your big toe in the pool and test the temperature and come out when it's a little inconvenient. This is a lifestyle. This is a decision for the rest of your life that you're going to live in this manner. Together, help each other and grow. All the other stuff that you're talking about, I agree with. I'm just saying that's not the focus of this conversation. The focus is being equally yoked with this decision. You have made a decision to walk this journey, and this is going to be your lifestyle. You need someone, or you have made that decision that you want someone that has also made that decision. That's it. All this different stuff. I mean, that's important too.
But I've not made that decision, because I know that the choice to walk this path is difficult. And most people would rather latch on to someone that they know can support them as opposed to walking the path themselves. They would rather walk it through you. For example, not best case scenario, but you meet a man, you establish yourself, you're sovereign, you have your authority. He's not really interested, but he likes you. And he is willing to accept your lifestyle as long as he has you. Or for female point of view, she's not interested in being sovereign as long as she has me. So in that's a relationship, but the individual has no desire to learn all the things I've learned. They have no interest.
That's why you have to test their mettle. You can't,
right, but
because I get a lot of interested, I'm not like here, like I'm all this or all that.
Right.
When people come with the, hey, baby, 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 lovey-dovey, that's the quickest way for you to get disconnected from me. Just stop it.
Right.
I'm 51 years old. I ain't got time for it. So I can see through some of the nonsense. Some of them got game that I just like, wow, I thought you were my friend. But, they weasel their way into a friendship with hidden, intentions of trying to convert me into being with them or type of stuff. But no. I'm not interested in the man who just wants to accept me for who I am and my lifestyle. No, you don't understand. The deal breaker is he has to be in this walk himself.
Right.
He has to have made that conscious decision that this is his lifestyle too. Not, oh, well, I just like her and I'm going to just accept her. No. You have to be your own man and have made that decision and own it for himself. And then the two of us, can, I'm coming with 100% and he's coming with 100%. And together we will make progress to, together. That because I see the challenge of not being with someone who, I've seen the relationships, break apart or fall apart or have issues, constantly.
One side isn't committed. Simply put, because one side isn't committed.
Right. When one is committed and one isn't to this lifestyle, it's a problem. It's a powder keg. And there's already enough issues that we have to deal with in a relationship and in life. If we're going to be fighting in the relationship about life, that's just too many issues. That's too much.
Right.
I want a relationship. Here's one other, like, in a general sense. I want a relationship where we are together to the point where I want to feel like it's me and you, us, against the rest of the world. You got to make me feel so secure, and I have to make him feel so secure that it's me and you against the rest of the world. We're partners, and we got each other's back, and every step of the way. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And so that means the other. I want to step outside of this specific freedom movement lane. I hesitate to call it sovereign because, the powers that be have vilified the word. You know how they do. But it is, but I'm just saying, in this freedom movement. Okay, so just stepping outside of the whole freedom thing, I have other non-negotiables, such as veganism. I prefer someone who practiced that same thing because I was in a relationship. I was, married and divorced, and then had another serious long-term relationships. And it's a challenge even with just food choice. So, with diet.
I don't understand. He had a problem with your choices?
It's not that. I wouldn't say he had a problem with me, my diet and my lifestyle. It was just the two weren't equal. I am a vegan. He was not. And so it just became sort of a challenge of like for example, let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example. Whenever there was a choice to go out to eat, it was always we gotta make sure that you got something. Yeah, because I want to eat too. I want to enjoy it. And why do I always have to make the concession? Why? I always went to quote unquote regular restaurants. Why can't we sometimes go to a vegan restaurant? Why? And see, so the tug of war was always with.
It wasn't balanced.
Yeah.
It wasn't balanced.
Not at all. And it was always a situation of, it was most of the choices was always going to the regular restaurants and non-vegan restaurants. Most of the time, it was a rare day where we went to a vegan restaurant just to honor my principles. How about that? You know, but my principles, my diet principles was always sort of relegated to the fringe. It's outside of the norm. And you know, made to feel like other. You the other.
But you put yourself, well, not so much you put yourself, it's more you were in the minority.
I was, but I didn't feel support. I can be in the minority if I am the majority in my relationship. But if I don't feel supported in my own doggone relationship, and I'm made to feel like other around other people, it's bad enough I'm getting it on the inside of the relationship, but then when we around other people, oh yeah, she's not gonna eat that, she a vegan, and saying it like that all nasty and sarcastic.
That's spiteful. That is spiteful.
It is.
And so obviously your choice was resented by that individual.
Very much.
Okay, so that relationship was doomed to fail anyway. The individual had resentment.
Yeah, and I didn't. But see, I wanted to believe in my spiritual being that it could work. Because I don't believe in forcing my will on other people.
Hold on. I'm gonna go old school. Okay. In the book, when it all started, you had Cain and you had Seth, because Abel was already gone. Cain had already demonstrated his nature. The Father told him to separate. Separate, because the nature is different. Now, at the time of Abraham, everybody already got the same blood. Okay? So it's all in our nature. That's why today we have to choose. We have to acknowledge not only ourselves, but the people around us.
I get that now. That's why it's become a hard and fast rule and deal breaker. If the person is not a...
Yeah, but you're supposed to see that. You can't, okay.
What?
Hold on. Let me. I'm trying to phrase it without being offensive. If I like salmon and you like cod, we shouldn't have any conflict because we like different fish.
Right.
If you want to eat fruit all day and I want to eat, I don't know, whatever, we still shouldn't have any conflict.
Right. It wasn't the concept of diet choice.
I ain't got to the point yet.
Okay.
I ain't got to the point yet. Okay?
I apologize.
But now, if you eating fruit and I'm eating everything else and I resent you for eating fruit, you're supposed to pay attention to that and recognize that it's my problem.
Yes.
Okay? Simply put, in a nutshell. That's where it comes in. You recognizing, wait a minute, I can eat as much fruit as I want. They don't like it. That's their problem. And then you're supposed to separate yours from theirs because they're going to bring you to conflict.
And that's why we are not together today, because I got sick and tired of it.
Right. What I'm trying to say is this. You got it as a deal breaker instead of recognizing you ain't even supposed to be talking to them people.
Well, at that point, I was already deep in the relationships. I was just trying to, reconcile it and everything like that. But I'm saying,
we're talking about once you are aware here, hey, you resent me, or this person resents me, this person's a hater. Keep it real simple.
Yeah.
The person's a hater, and you've not done anything to give them a reason to hate. In my book, it don't matter what the relationship is. My brother tells me you're supposed to recognize that they hating on you and leave them alone.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you put yourself in a position of trying to kiss their hiney, which is what they want, and then they gain control over you and you lose your life.
Well, I mean, we've had some discussions early on about how we were going to, handle meal preparations and things like that. And I was very straightforward. I'm not cooking any meat in terms of like on the stove. I will do microwavables because the odor.
You set up a fair circumstance. That's what I'm trying to recognize. A hater is gonna hate. You can write out the Constitution where it's fair, and they gonna say okay and still find a problem.
And that's what happened. I knew that. I knew. Listen, you're preaching to the choir, because I knew I wasn't the problem, because I made my myself known. I made my truth known of how I was going to conduct, and they basically agreed, signed the contract. But then when we continue on into the relationship, here we are 10 years later. Now you got a problem. Well, that's somebody who said, okay, I'm gonna go into this with one face, and then as time goes on, I'm gonna change this over. Okay, but that's a hater. That's a hater. That's what I'm telling you. As soon as your eyes open up, you're supposed to back up. Well,
it's just that's it. There's no other remedy. There is no other remedy. You can't change them.
Yes, I get that. Like for real, like seriously, it's over. I'm just saying that situation, even though it has nothing to do with political lifestyle choice, it taught me enough to know that if that individual, that man going into something new, if he has not made that decision for himself and just be like, well, I'll just accept it from you, I know that that's not going to work, because I came from that situation where I thought that, I'm a vegan, he's not, but he accepts me and I accept him. I thought that was going to work. It doesn't. It doesn't work.
If he loved you, it would have.
Yeah, definitely it was fake.
But see, I've learned, I'm 55. I've been in and out of relationships. I don't have one now, but I've learned, here's the reality. If you care about the other person, you're already going in the door different from them. So you either accept their differences and you let them make your relationship stronger, or you reject their differences and you let it tear the relationship apart. Those are the only two choices going in the door.
Yeah, it's too much of a tug of war, and so that taught me, just that situation taught me that if you're not equally yoked in this walk and in this choice and this decision, because it is a decision, that's not going to work. So that's why I'm saying that whoever I become involved with, next, must be accepting of this walk. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I kind of touched on the other one too, but that's not the topic of this discussion. Yeah, you gotta be a vegan too, but I'm just saying. This is about accepting this freedom movement, because it is a movement, and it's a tough decision. It's not like we make it lightly. We know the challenges, but that's part of the lure for me anyway. I accept the challenge. I love a challenge. I thrive under challenging situations.
Yeah.
because when the going gets tough, the tough got to get going. But if you're not with someone who's willing to accept the challenge and is ready to buckle under the pressure, and trying to get you to buckle under the pressure, that's not the one for you. I'm just saying I'm talking to myself. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to me.
We're talking to all of them.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that this rule, this is a hard and fast rule for me. Vegan, accept it. There ain't no way around it. And accepting the freedom movement or the political, sovereign, whatever you want to call it, that right there. This is
I can tell you honestly, I got one of them, so at least we can be friends.
Oh, okay, I got you. So I'm just trying to tell you that this lifestyle, it ain't for the faint of heart. So you damn sure want to have a partner in your corner, not just accepting who you are, but they themselves have made the decision. That's just going to make it that much easier. And for those people who are already in a relationship and then they discovered this thing, this lifestyle, you're always going to be in a challenging situation. I really do feel for you. I have no words of advice for you. Just make it through how you're going to make it through, and make it work how you're going to make it work. I'm just glad that I definitely, when I discovered this, I was single. And so going into a relationship, I had my eyes wide open, and I know that, for me, it was a blessing, to be, single and discover this lifestyle. So that now moving into a relationship, it's so funny because I had a blast from the past just recently contact me. It's someone that I never had any dealings with like that, romantically speaking. But I was never in a relationship. We went out on a date like 20 years ago. If you want to call that a relationship, well, you don't do that by yourself, because that's not a relationship to me. You go out on a dinner date. So we went on a dinner date 20 years ago. He recently contacted me. We went on another date, but it was lunch. And it's not going to happen because I can tell you already, because he's too entrenched into the system. He's a politician.
To me, that's a deal breaker. See, to me, that's a deal breaker. That's someone who was like an Agent Smith. You know what I'm saying? They're one step away from being an Agent Smith.
So it's just a very, I guess, what am I trying to say? It's just knowing who you are and knowing what you want and sticking to it. And I'm at, you said you're 51. I'm sorry, you said you're 55. I'm 51. We're at that stage in life where we have had enough life experience to know who we are and know what we want out of a partner. And out of partnership, we definitely believe, I thought I heard agreement a little bit from you, that you want a partner that has accepted and embraced this life choice, because it is a choice and it is a decision. So that's what I'm saying. Is that what you decide? I mean, what is your absolute decision on your future mate in terms of?
You might not like it.
No, go ahead. I want the crowd to hear it. I'm here.
All right. So first off, let me tell you this poem. I want a woman who's my lady in public for all to see, to stand with me against society. I want her to be the mother of my children for hours they would be, a gift from our Father, a taste of immortality. I want her to be my friend in my time of need, saving me from my perversity and my greed. And I want her to be the blank in my bed when it's just me and she, feeling my night.
Listen, the focus is just me.
I'm trying to explain. Okay? So now, because of that, I have the desire to have a football team, meaning I want children that equates to a football team. No one woman is capable of doing that. My desire is to go to another country to acquire, well, India to be specific, because their culture is similar. There would be no problems with me assimilating her into my home, my lifestyle, etc. She would not be indoctrinated with this country's nonsense. Her emphasis would be on being the mother, meaning she would not have a problem homeschooling our children. She would not have a problem making sure that they receive the education that I want them to have.
Okay.
Versus,
listen, Lord Jesus, help me. Help me with this one right here. I just want to know, because I know, I get that you have a long laundry list of other requirements. I get that. We all do. I just told you the one other one outside of this lane.
It's just going to India, getting a woman from there, and bringing her here. She would not have to be sovereign. She would fit into my household.
See, now that's what I was talking about. I just wanted to know. Does she have to be made that decision?
It doesn't have to.
A freedom fighter.
She would be a dependent. She would be a dependent. And she would want to be a dependent.
So
it would be my job to protect her and my family.
Okay, the acceptance. So she herself doesn't have to necessarily be walking this path. Oh, okay. See?
That's why I was saying, in your case, you're closer to a queen than a consort. So for your path, you have to have someone that will walk with you. In my case, I'm the queen. So as long as I'm walking the path and my children are reared to accept the path, that's all that's required.
Well,
and going over there, she was fighting.
I accept that. I receive that. That's a title I can receive. I can accept a queen. Ooh, I don't even know how to do the, oh God, I always mess up the dab. How you do the dab? Oh my gosh, I can't even do it. You know, they listen.
Realistically speaking, that's the status that you have from what you've done with your life. The average woman has not done that, thus she's not in a position to even require that kind of a choice. Okay? It's your position, but in your position you are, because you're not trying to be the dependent. You've removed yourself from the role of the dependent.
Yes.
Okay? Whereas in this case, she's going to be dependent upon me. So she doesn't have to walk the walk or talk the talk. All she got to do is keep the house.
But, okay, and that's perfectly fine. That's your life. That's your decision. That's your choices. But I do have a question.
Yes.
Because the question is twofold, a little bit. You basically have experienced a relationship with the relationship that was for 6 years, where the woman basically, she folded, she buckled under the pressure.
Right.
Really, she was
supportive. It was her house. It was her house.
Okay.
So I had to apply with her program or leave.
I got you. I when I tell you I got you, that's external stuff, okay?
Okay.
I'm talking about the relationship,
right,
itself, between the two soul beings.
Yes.
Initially was supportive, and then she buckled under pressure. You felt like you clearly did not like that. You wanted the continuous, support. You wanted the support to continue. It would have been nice. It would have been good.
Yes.
it would have helped. So the thing is, regarding you being the principal provider, you know, and owner of, you know, whatever property that you are going to be residing with your partners, it still seems like a setup for failure, because even if you get someone from a different country, and it sounds like you want a woman who is I don't know, I don't want to offend Indian women, but like docile or what, I don't know what you want to call it, but the point is, you're still not equally yoked. I see that as a recipe for disaster. How you know she's gonna put up with you going, you know, having run-ins with the law?
You won't have support. And what you're not acknowledging is that when I do enter that phase and have that relationship, all this is done.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to jail anymore. Okay, the last time they gave me this case, remember this case, the travesty of justice? The chief of police came out to the scene and told them not to even put me in handcuffs.
Okay. So you're saying at that point in your life, when you enter into a relationship, at that point everything will be a done deal, and all of the issues will be behind you, and your status will be basically established.
Status is validated.
Okay, well, that concludes this session, because you've made your decision, and that's great. That's an option for people to, for other people, men and women who listen to this video. They're gonna, you know, again, all of the videos that I ever do is to inspire and to empower. And so
they're not me. Okay, so the majority of them will need the relationship. They'll need the support, because that's why I said I started in darkness. In darkness, all I had was me. So for me to be walking this path by myself today, alone, that's nothing new. To me, that's still business as usual. I'm trying to learn how to interact with other people and create the relationships that everyone else has.
So
that's what I'm learning.
Yeah, I recognize that. I acknowledge that. I appreciate that. All I'm saying is, because you were kind enough to share that, now people who hear that lifestyle choice, that decision, you know, formulating a plan and getting it done, now, you know, you've implanted that seed into their mind, okay? And that's all I'm saying, that I appreciate that. Of course, everyone is not you, because you are unique, unique being on this earth. No one is going to be you, but you put it out here, and now other people can consider that choice for themselves. But they have to do their own due diligence, you know, which translates to what? Do your own research, and then you have to make a decision. And I'm speaking to the listeners now. I'm looking directly at the camera. You have to make your own decision based on what we decided and what we chose for our own lives. We're just sharing our personal experiences. Nobody's telling y'all what to do. We're just trying to.
You have to be true to yourself. You have to be true to yourself. I mean, if your path has you walking and you look around and you see there ain't that many people, you got to recognize, okay, there ain't that many people, and you decide, okay, is this path worth it? If it is, then bear down, handle your business, and get through it. If you got a lot of people, a lot of times they can be hurtful, because if they offer you discouragement instead of encouragement, then they'll be applying brakes to your program when you don't need the brakes. So you got to acknowledge, you know, it's everyone has their own path. You know, you walk your path. But the choice is the journey. If you're going to make the journey, you can't decide how many rocks are going to be in your way. All you can decide is if there's one big enough that you can't go around, but you can climb over, then you're going to have to decide, well, I'm going to have to get dirty and climb over this sucker if you want to continue that journey, simply put. But the issue is it's your journey. Every decision is yours. Every step you take is yours. When you get up in the morning, and if you're tired, you can find inspiration, you can find motivation, but the journey is still yours.
So in conclusion, it is definitely something that you have to decide. Yeah, you better be laughing because you be working my last good nerve.
I'm sorry. I have to learn from you. I'm still learning.
I know, but I'm just saying, focus. Like, you know how I'm not gonna do a 6-hour marathon phone call with you. That life is over. We're not doing that anymore. So let's just stick to the topic. The topic is, are you going to enter into a relationship going forward? Does that relationship, new woman for you, man for me, does that require that new partner to embrace the lifestyle that you have chosen or not? That's it. You've gone all over the map, and with everything else, you the Indian.
Our circumstances are different. I don't have a simple yes or no.
I know, I get that, Mr. B, too. Everything's not black and white. I get there's so many different areas that are gray. I get that. And I even went off on a fringe myself, talking about the veganism, because it's something that
It still applies. If you don't have that understanding with one another, it creates a conflict.
Right.
You know,
and that's why I use that as a reminder to myself that if this man has not embraced this walk, this journey of freedom as a permanent lifestyle, I already know it's not going to work. I know that I know that it's not the same as diet choice, but it was an important enough part of my life to show me that important parts of your life that are deal breakers, you gotta be equally yoked. And this part of my life is super important to me. It is a deal breaker. And so with that regard, I just, I don't want someone that's just gonna be a encourager from the side, but still have a state driver's license, or
that's contradictory,
or encouraging me on the side, but out here, just doing, doing with.
Yeah, I've learned how to use that.
And I've learned how. And so, I don't know what you said. I don't know what.
That's the debtor. They are the debtor. You can become their secure party creditor.
Dude, I get that, but dude, focus. The focus isn't whether they did.
It's the relationship. It's the relationship. I understand that.
The deal breakers. Okay, so comment down below. I'm about to reach through this screen and exercise some violent tendencies I don't even want to do. But comment. You know I love you. Comment down below if you're watching this on YouTube, because again, we're gonna have some podcast listeners, but podcast listeners jump on the YouTube with the same title. That's the best we can do for you guys. So comment down below if you are on this path to freedom. Okay, is it a deal breaker? And if you are single, because we cannot deal with the people who are already in a relationship, be it marriage or not marriage, okay? If you're already in a relationship, don't answer the question. You might end up single. So we don't want that. We don't want to challenge a relationship. We're not here to break up couples. But if you are single, this question is for you. Is it a deal breaker going into a new relationship that new relationship partner, I can't even speak right now, that new partner is going to need to have made that lifestyle choice for themselves too? Comment down below, yes, they need to be on the same path, or no, they are not required to be on the same path. That's it. Don't give me a whole long story. I don't need to hear the long story. Just yes or no. Yeah, that's it. Just keep it right there. Yes or no. Okay. I know that we have other requirements in the relationship. That's how we are. That's what makes it unique and special in our own being. I don't want you. You have the fortunate or unfortunate time with us to hear all of Smiley's other requirements, which was so unnecessary. But this is what I have to deal with. Y'all are witnessing what I got to deal with behind the scenes with Smiley. This is what I got to deal with. This is my brother from another mother. I love him dearly, but he's a talker. This is what you get with a talker. So as far as the one question specifically for single people, is it a deal maker or deal breaker?
Deal breaker.
Is it a deal breaker, right? Is it a deal breaker? So yeah, that's pretty much stick to just that. Stay right there. Stay right there. I don't want to know that they like to wear socks to bed. I don't care about that. I don't know. Don't get off of just this one question for single people. Is a deal breaker that they should or should not be on the same path to freedom for themselves, not just supportive of you and all of that. I'm talking about they themselves are on the path. Is that a requirement for you or not? I have already made my decision that my answer to the question that I'm posing to you is yes. Yes, an emphatic yes. I say they have to be. Now, all the other stuff that we talked about, that's all good, well, and fine, you know. But this is the focus of this episode. So I'm just curious to know: am I, in the minority with this? Am I being harsh? I don't know. It really is irrelevant what you think. It's just what I just want to know. I'm just curious because it's my life.
Your decision is based upon your life's experience.
Based on
that's
me.
What's
best for me.
Yes. That's what makes you unique.
And don't give me your opinion. I don't want your opinion about my decision. Don't want it.
I wouldn't say you're being harsh because your life has made you come to that decision.
Yeah. I just want to talk about you. I just want you to talk about you because we don't have a right to pose on someone else's, life and their decisions and their choices. What's best for them is best for them. And so, I'm just saying what's best for me, and I'm totally putting that out there. So if you're not in this walk of life, don't bother. And, another, caveat, if you're not a vegan, don't push up on the sister because I don't want you. I don't care how fine you are. But anyway, I am just teasing everybody. You guys listen. This is a work, okay? And this is a labor of love. You have to love this lifestyle. You have to love truth and you have to love freedom. And I just can't see for myself how that's going to work. I've been trying to reconcile it in my mind over and over and over, and it always comes with no. That new relationship has to be equally yoked in this regard. I'm not saying everything, but in this regard. Yeah.
Would you allow me to sometime to defend the no as to how it's possible that a queen can have a consort?
It's a non-negotiable for me.
Not this segment, and I mean not specifically for you, but so that the people can see that the opportunity exists. If the individual can fit into a certain criteria, that it is possible. And I would explain it.
Possible. I made it work for 10 years with a non-vegan. You see what I'm saying?
That's not a good working model. Okay, yours isn't a good working model because the scenario that you elaborated on wasn't true. not from your perspective, but from the other person's perspective. So that's not a good working out.
Yeah.
Okay. You go
In other words, he was a stone cold liar.
Okay.
Let's call it what it is.
In that circumstance, it'll never work, because it's only a matter of time before the other shoe drops. Okay, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
And if you come in real and they come in real, then there's no reason why it can't work. No reason at all, because they've already seen you and you've already explained your profile to them, and you've seen them and they've truthfully explained their profile to you, so there shouldn't be any conflict.
Yeah.
In that dynamic, it could work, because then you could become their secure party creditor. They could remain the U.S. citizen, but you could protect them. Well, I've learned how to protect them.
I'm doing it. You have to have accepted this walk. For me, it's a non-negotiable. That individual had to accept and made that decision for their life themselves before I even became an option. That they, had made that decision for themselves, all by themselves. Ain't hearing nobody party. You have to accept this walk for yourself, and then that way, that I'm on this walk. I'm on this journey. Now we can come together and be more powerful together and be a power couple. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I want that acceptance together. But if I can be encouraged and supported, but you on the outside looking in, that's not a level of comfort that I'm going to have.
Right. See, here's where my mind's different, because I'm knowing that it's only my children that will be able to pick up all of this from me. And as long as they have the environment to get the game, they'll get the game. So it's not necessary for my woman to have it. It's just for my children to get it.
I hear you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, good for you. But this is going to be good for me. This is what's good for me. This is what's good for me. I already know. I'm not even going to deal with a man that don't know the truth and don't accept this walk for himself. If you have that spirit of, I'm kind of on the fence, stay on the fence.
I keep hearing you not give yourself credit, because my mind says that I know that you have eyes to see. So when you meet someone and you talk to them, regardless of where you think the relationship is going to go, you're going to get vibes from them that's already going to tell you whether or not they're capable or not. Whether they're a fool or a non-believer, disbeliever. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get those vibes. Okay? Yes. So I'm having a difficult time reconciling you just saying, okay, it's a deal breaker, when I'm knowing you're going to see this individual and you're going to size them up. And if they don't lie to you, okay, if they don't lie to you, but they can accept what you're doing and are willing to learn it, I think, just my opinion, I believe you might give them a chance, because the simple reason is none of us out here were born with this knowledge. We may have the spirit to fight. So now I can understand if you said if the individual doesn't have the spirit to fight, once they understand the truth or presented with the truth, deal breaker. That, no problem. I can accept that in a heartbeat, because then you recognize they don't have the spirit. They're not. I see, and I've even tried to reconcile with that too. I even tried to reconcile with that what you just said. Don't be too dismissive of someone who is not in the walk, but they are open to it just because they're new. That's like being dismissive of a newbie, somebody, at the beginning stages. I'm not saying that I'm going to be dismissive of a beginner just because. But I know that. I know that. That's why I emphasize the spirit, because I'm knowing if you meet them and you run them through the ringer and they don't have the spirit, you're going to dismiss them. You're justified in dismissing them.
Yes.
Okay, that's why I'm trying to explain it this way, because you're justified that way.
Right.
There's
right.
no.
You
Okay.
are right on. You are spot on. The spirit is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, like I said, it's not the level of experience. It's not that. It's not that. It is the spirit. It is the spirit.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you touched on that. It is, because this is a spiritual journey. And
Yes.
right? And if they are
Yes.
willing and they got that
Yes.
heart and soul in it, then that's what I'm looking for. It doesn't matter if you know more or I know more. We're going to come and we're going to help each other.
If you have the same spirit, you will unite in the fight and you both move forward.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Notice I never said experience level, and I never compared experience to my experience. I never said that. Did I?
I know. You did not.
Because I had bad memory. So did I? Okay.
You did not say that.
I never
Okay.
said that. I never said level of experience. I never said that. I always maintain that decision has to be his decision to walk life, to walk this journey, accept this journey too. It's the decision.
Yeah.
Not level of comprehension and how far and how experienced. I don't care about that. I care about the spirit. There you go. I'm glad we clarified that. So, gentlemen, callers, you better get right.
That's right. See, I gave y'all there. See, I better do it right.
Have that spirit to fight and have made that decision. Don't worry about oh, well, you might know more than me. You might know more than me than in certain areas. Don't worry about all that.
The whole point of it is that if you got the same spirit, you can exchange the game and you both come up.
Exactly. I want that. My dream is to have a relationship that is so strong that we become powerful together.
Right.
That's the epitome of what people call a power couple. You have my back, and I have your back.
But you don't necessarily have to be in a sexual relationship in order to have that. Okay, I'm aware of people who've been friends for 30 years, and they show up when either one of them make a phone call. They show up at the drop of a dime when either one of them make a phone call. They've gone through each of each other's life experiences and what have you. Now, I don't have anyone like that, but I'm aware that there are people who have those kind of relationships. You know, and it's
about romantic relationships. So, why are you bringing that up?
I'm talking about an alternative version of a power couple.
I ain't thinking about no alternative power couple. This is about romantic relationship, and you will be a power couple. This ain't got nothing to do with alternative.
Okay.
You talking about alternative?
One kind of power couple. All right. One kind of power couple.
What?
You're talking about one kind of power couple. No problem.
Romantic. Oh my God. Yes.
Well, I've not been romantic in a while, so you got to excuse me if my brain has a hard time staying focused on it.
No, I get it because I've been single. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I couldn't even tell you. I've been single for a long time, single and celibate, not single and mingling and dingling. Okay, none of that been going on. Ain't none of that going on. But
I've been on the same page. I've been focusing on my studies. I said I've been on the same page, focusing on my studies.
Now I get Now we're talking about people who don't mind. And see, I don't want to sound judgmental because I'm really not. But it's just the having sexual partners. That's not for me. That's just not what I do. Okay, but people do that, and that's fine. I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
I can phrase it for you. There are some people who believe that their sex is like a cupcake, only enough for one, and there are some people who believe that their sex is like a big cake, enough for everybody. I'm the one who was at the cupcake. Mine is like a cupcake, only enough for one.
I've always been in long-term relationships because I'm a very family-oriented being. That's who I am. I like that oneness. I want to grow with that one, And so I've always been in long-term relationships. I don't have casual sex. I don't have casual dates. I don't do it. If I go out on a date, it has to be a purpose. With that purpose in mind, now with the lunch date, it was just going out to eat with a friend. That was my mind. But as far as going into a relationship, it definitely has to meet certain criteria, or, you know, I'm just not even there in my mind. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I haven't been with a man for so long, I don't even know what's right. It's been, but you know, I'm just kind of in a place where I am just so super focused on getting my life together and getting my life right, I don't have room, like, as you know, people think because you're single, you're lonely. I'm single, I'm not lonely. I don't meet that criteria. I'm good.
Right. You're supposed to be on that page. You're supposed to be trying to handle your business.
I have turned down so many people. Trust me, I'm not interested. And I definitely am not interested in the yo-yo ma.
Right.
Baby, lovey-dovey. You sound real crazy. Because you don't even know me and you calling me baby. You don't even know me. I can't stand that, by the way. That's another pet peeve. Don't call me outside my name. You don't know me. That's not impressive and it's not cute.
Right.
It's a huge turnoff. Huge. What's up, baby? What? Oh, don't get me started. I'm a cuss, and I don't want to cuss. I've been trying to do the right thing, man. But basically, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy out here. Some is a form of disrespect, but I know they don't mean it that way. So I just try to just chill and just kind of, you know, just take it with a grain of salt. But it's different out here. It is different. The dating game has changed. Woo! The stuff that people think is acceptable.
Well, it's the new age. I mean, you got more people who've been raised to just play.
True.
Okay, so when they reach maturity, all they still want to do is play. So they've not learned how to be refined. They've not learned how to be disciplined. They've not learned how to be respectful. You know, they've not learned any of those things. Now, I'll acknowledge I'm lacking in some social skills, but I know how to give respect. I know how to be refined. I know how to, you know, present myself in a manner that I'm knowing, okay, if my mother sees me, my father sees me, if someone I care about sees me,
Smiley,
are they going to? Yeah.
Let me ask you this. If you are, you know, focused, if you are interested in a woman romantically, what are you going to say? How are you going to approach her? What are you going to do? What is your strategy?
Honestly, I've not given it much thought. I mean, my position is
right here, right now. You're on the spot. You're on the hot seat.
Here's the cheating answer. Quick answer. Once I have my house, once I have my car, then all I have to do is just, hold on. I'm in this county, so there are a lot of people in this county who are following my progress. Okay? So once I have those things, I'm aware that women will approach me. They've already been approaching me. I just don't know how to respond because I don't have the things that I know I'm supposed to have to feel comfortable. I don't have my house. I don't have my car. So
your response should be, I'm not interested. Just be real. Be honest.
Yeah, but most of the time I don't even have to do that. I mean, let me tell you, I go to the store and I'm talking to the clerk in front of me, and another clerk would come up and kind of climb on my back. Not physical contact, but we're close enough so that she might as well have been on my back because she wanted me to smell her perfume. Okay?
Wow.
So
okay.
She made her presentation, and now, of course, she has my attention, and so I have to watch her walk off. Okay? But now, I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was not pursue her. Okay? Because I'm remembering, I Yeah, I may have been acceptable.
Don't gloss over stuff. Why do you have to watch her leave? You gotta watch her hind pocket. You gotta watch
okay. No, okay. I'm sitting here facing you. You're the clerk that I'm dealing with at the counter. Okay, so she was the one who stepped up was behind me and then came around to the front to walk behind you. So I have to watch because I'm still interacting with you. So whether I'm going to watch her intentionally or not, she's now in my view. Okay? So I understood.
Whatever. You was watching that woman behind. Stop it.
No, I know she did it to make me aware of her intent. She wanted me to know that.
Okay? You wanted your attention and you didn't give it to her.
No, exactly. I left.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because that's what I always do.
But the question still remains. If you are interested in someone, how do you make your interest known? You're just going to walk up and talk to her.
Yeah, I go up and talk to her, introduce myself, let her know, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing. 9 times out of 10, she probably would have already heard from me if she's from this county. You know, because every police officer in this county knows my name is Smiley. We went through a period where they were calling me, okay, anyway, with the females, I'm sure they're aware. So all I have to do is go up, introduce myself, be able, in my opinion, be able to establish that I'm now financially viable, and go from there. Take her to lunch as proof that I'm financially viable, something like that.
Well, okay, so as for me, on the other side of the fence, I am a woman, and I'm a self-assured woman. I'm trying to think, have I ever pursued a man? No. I haven't. I was always pursued, right? I'm not saying that that's how it has to be. I'm just saying that is what it is. That's how it works for me, okay? If a man shows interest in me in a respectful manner and I'm starting to get to know you and everything, I will receive that. I really would. And then, you know, I will quickly, you know, evaluate the non-negotiables, right?
Right.
And so, you know, but the respectful approach is first and foremost. But the hit me up on the DM and the private message with the yo baby, come on, man. Go somewhere.
Right.
Go to a 25-year-old with that. That might work.
Or 17.
That might work.
Or 17. Yeah. No, I was saying or 17.
Okay. Right. Anybody under 20, under 25, that might be super duper impressive. But I don't care what you think you have. I'm not impressed by things. I'm not impressed by material things, to be specific. I don't care. You could have a mansion on the hill with millions of dollars spitting out from it. I don't care.
Right.
I want respect and kindness. And you know, and then the non-negotiables with the, you know, veganism, of course, and the freedom walk and stuff like that. Like, it's just, I mean, my list is short, but I am very sincere and serious about my short list. And so that's why, you know, when I get to that point, which I'm not, when I get to that point, that's it. I just want, you know, certain things from a man. And I really, just kind of want to touch on, I know this is, I mean, since you took me all the way to India, I might as well give you one too. Another one that is kind of, I don't know, it's just very like old-fashioned, but I like when a man, and this is super basic, but it's so rare, I want a man to open the door for me, like
a gentleman.
Yeah.
A gentleman? Yeah, but you don't have those nowadays anymore. There's no education for them anymore.
Open the door. I mean, like, damn near kill yourself to open the door. Like, don't let me get to the door first. Then there's this awkward moment where I'm like at the door thinking, you know, to myself, should I just go ahead and just open it and stop? You know, don't even give me the option to open the door. Get to the door and open the door. Simple as that. Or if you see me getting to the door first, say, no. I got that. That's my job. I just want that. Like, that's just something that I've always, it's a thing. I don't know. I can't get over it. You know, call me old-fashioned, but I want the door.
It's old-fashioned.
It could be the door to the building, the house, the car.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Whatever door. You know, definitely has a special place in my heart for that. I'm not going to say it's a non-negotiable deal breaker thing, but it's really high up there on the priority list.
It's an indication of his respect for you.
Yeah. And I just saw another, I just saw an interview of, not an interview, but like a video of, it said, Jeannie Mai just got engaged to Jeezy. Boy, you know, rapper's name be escaping me, but the point is, she told a story about how it was time for, they were at his birthday party. It was a birthday party celebration for his birthday, right? Mm-hmm. And it was such a sweet story. I loved it because she said that she knew he was the one when it was time for her to leave. He already knew, it was already pre-planned that she had to go catch a plane. She had a flight. She had to leave the party early, and he made sure that he was the one to drive her to the airport. And she was like, what? In her previous relationships, you know, the men never, you know, just let her catch an Uber. You know, that was the thing. But she said that, no, he insisted that this is my woman, I got to see her off. And I was like, yeah, you know, just even to be the one to say goodbye at the airport or whatever. She could have taken an Uber, limousine, whatever. But the point is, she was like, no, he drove her. Even at his own he left his own birthday party to make sure that I was like, that's it right there, a hopeless romantic, you know, and that's the kind of stuff that I appreciate, you know, from, you know, a man. And these are the things it's not like I'm expecting stuff that I wouldn't do. I would do these kinds of things myself.
Right.
Make me feel like a queen, and I will make you feel like a king, and we can get some things done together.
But that's how it's supposed to be. It's just that society has turned all that around.
Mm-hmm. It really has, and it's just such a shame. But, you know, I have my my likes and my wants and my non-negotiables and everything. So, you know, I know what I want. That's the good news with getting older. You have enough life experience to know the things that you want and the things that you don't want. And you know, you just take it, you know, and use it to, you know, your advantage. Mm-hmm.
I said you take it one day at a time. Yes.
But I know that oh my gosh, this video is probably, I don't know the time that we started because I didn't, but it's way past the 20 minutes and we have not stuck to the program. It's not only with you, so I can't even blame you. We had a lot of things just flowing very naturally, so it was very enjoyable. So I appreciate this. This gave me a nice little mental vacation from research and all of that. So I appreciate the time spending with you here and getting to know you better. And, you know, I know it's going to help a lot of people, a lot of couples. Who knows? Maybe they'll, you know, decide to, you know, really take the time that's needed to evaluate their relationship and what's important in their relationship. Who knows? You know, we might spark some conversation. who knows, that the couple might be like, okay, you need to watch this, because let's watch this together and let's talk about it. We might be a discussion, you know, at the family dinner table, because some people are really out here, you know, hurting and struggling through relationships that, you know, are a challenge, you know, to their walk. And we just wanted to, I just wanted us to come and share our perspective. It's not just to help the single people, because we're both single, but at the same time, we know what a commitment, what it takes for commitment.
We know what's required.
Yeah. So, you know, I respect, you know, your time that, you know, we have taken for you having to watch this long video. But, you know, it was a blessing, you know, in disguise, because I learned so many things, and you actually helped me to identify that it's the spirit that I was looking for. So, you see, so, you know, just having that conversation, not the level, it's never about the level of understanding and
you never brought that up. You did not make that a requirement.
It was about the spirit and making the decision. So, you know, that's where I am. And so, but you helped me to really have that clarity, which I appreciate. See, so good things can always come out of, you know, long ass videos. So, but it was fun. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. So we'll go ahead and sign off here, guys. Answer the question in the comments: deal breaker or not? Got to be equally yoked, yes or no? Stick to that. Don't give me a whole long salad.
Don't do like I did.
You know, well, they got to be willing to not wear socks to bed. I don't know. No. They got to take the same vitamins as I do. No. Okay, that's too much. Just the deal breaker question is, do they need to be on the same walk, the same political walk, in terms of being free and being a freedom seeker, you know, and, you know, be on this movement? If they made that decision for themselves, is that a deal maker? I keep saying a deal breaker. Or not, okay? All right. I hope you guys were edified by this episode. I most certainly was. Was this edifying to you as well?
Yes, it was. I give it a thumbs up. You froze again. But it's all good. I did have fun. You guys have fun. I'm signing off.
Oh, okay, you're back. Okay. So, yeah, was this edifying for you?
Yes, it was. I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Yes. All right. Awesome. I'm just saying, sometimes the podcast people can't see us. So you got to, you know, use your words, as I used to say to the kids. Use your words.
That's right.
This was super, super fun. Thank you, Smiley. Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, good.
Thank you. All right, guys.
I'll catch you later.
That's
Bye.
it. Bye.